Hello, welcome to my channel. Here's continuing with my February 2026 wrap-up of my Fanfiction Reading Journal. Well, mainly a Dramione Fanfiction Reading Journal. So, cutting straight to this fic I'm reviewing here, it's titled A Gallows Marriage, a 31-chapter story written by MilaBelle. Took me 3 days to finish it. Another tick to my TBR list. To start off, I have to say how I absolutely love a simp Draco. He was the simpest of the simp in this. I mean, despite finding it quite OOC, the girly fangirl in me will always appreciate it. He was quite the quick learner with muggle items and all, especially catching up with his wife's quirks and bits of mannerisms. Quick to know how she was feeling at a certain moment. And most adorably, quite a crier too. Like that old muggle woman Agatha commented, weepy husband. I also loved how considerately Hermione would always ask Draco's permission if she could touch him, instead of just doing so. I mean, the man was straight out from a torturous life in Azkaban prison. But I also like how she made it known at times her distaste of him always occluding. Although I do feel frustrated by her unwillingness to be a good, understanding wife to Draco in the early phases. Yes, I can see the logic of human psychology applied there, but it sure hurt to see her still preferring to see the bad in him at times, throwing them at his face just to get one over him, which was thoroughly unfair for him. But she grew ruthlessly protective and trusting of him once they're in love. And that's the first AI-generated pic I did for the fic. Yeah, if you can tell from the title, Draco Malfoy was an Azkaban prisoner. Hence, his beautiful hair was chopped off uglily by the guards there. Poor thing. I, though, wasn't too happy with the pure-blooded mothers in this fic, Molly Weasley and Narcissa Malfoy. But still, understandable, knowing their respective stances. Though I have to admit, I am thankful Lucius Malfoy wasn't alive to see who his only son got married to. He would have been even more so merciless with his insults. However, I was packed and ready for a great buddy to Hermione, but he ended up to be quite a bummer, a humdrum. And yeah, I'm awarding this fic 4 stars. By the way, I'll always indicate the index number of the fanfiction that correlates to my reading log. I do like how the villain of the story was written though. Augustus Cotsworth. Nicely written. He's not just a pure-blood extremist, but also a power-hungry ministry folk. A hate for the Malfoy since Lucius Malfoy happened. Which made me wonder, what secrets did Lucius hold of him? I do love Hermione's parting words to Cotsworth at his cell though, saying he shouldn't have overturned the gallows marriage law, or he would have at least hoped to escape Azkaban. Oh, which reminds me, I wonder why the author didn't make the prisoners wear those striped Azkaban uniforms. Instead, they had to wear beige jumpsuits. Wait, exactly how the book canon Azkaban prisoner clothes look like? Well, in conclusion, I do believe this fic had a great setup going, but the drawback I felt was, to a certain degree, a dull read, but still a good effort done by the author. Moving on, for those other fanfictions that I do not give a 2-page spread review like earlier, I review them like this. Just a simple layout with a short and summarized review. I also used the Corpal system to star rate my ratings. Set up a calculator on the Numbers app on my iPhone. Yeah, not giving a rat's ass about gatekeepers who oppose to fanfiction ratings. It's my journal. Also, more AI-generated images. I love having these pictures, so that later on in the future, I know what said fanfiction entailed. first fic there. It's the first fanfiction in over a year to get a 5-star review from me. Read it. My Dramione rec for the month, titled Secret Merlin, written by Belloriel. A two-shot that make me really tear up. Oh, and by the way, those pink dots are for my index numbers. And this is my reading log. I'll color the index number of those fics I'd reviewed earlier, just in random pinks of my palette. And that's my favorite quote of the month from the fic Draco Malfoy and the Bush of Love and Friendship by the Irish Rainbird. Gotta read the fic to get the context. Anyway, I'll be using this unpeeled photo sticker and this washi tape to make like a flat window, just for simple interactivity. I'll be using pie charts for my monthly statistics, along with this app called Trace Table. Basically, using my phone as a lightbox. Trace up the sections, listing down the tropes for this chart, then of course color in the sections. I will finish the charts by darkening the partition lines. And I guess it's time for a flip through. Less than a third page filled for my D and Fs. Good. Good. February, just 28 days. I confess, I almost wasn't able to fill up all 3 pages of my reading log this month, but in the end, I did. So happy. As mentioned, February. Only managed to read one long novel-length fic, so just a single 2-page spread review. So I guess that's it for this month's reads. I thank you all for watching up till here. Till then, happy reading and bye!